it's me, Michaela, and welcome back to my channel. Today I am starting a new reading vlog, and it's going to be episode 2 of finishing series, because I did just finish filming episode 1. If you saw my end of year reading plans, you'll know that I am trying to finish and make progress on as many series I'm currently in the middle of as I can before the end of the year, so I can really feel like I can start 2024 reading wise with like a clean slate, start new series without feeling too overwhelmed about how many I'm in the middle of. La-di-da-di-do. We love to see it. So yesterday I just finished reading Wildfire and I really loved this. If you want to know more, I'll link the other vlog that this is in. But of course now I need to start reading a new book, and I was like, wow, all of the books on my TBR are part of a series that I'm planning to read for this reading vlog series. So we're starting a new reading vlog, and I'm first going to start with A Treacherous Curse by Deanna Raybourn. This is the third book in the Veronica Speedwell mystery series. I was considering possibly reading another romance, but I figured let's switch it up. Let's read a little cozy mystery, historical moment, and this does have a bit of a romance element. More so a will they, won't they ongoing thing. You know they will, but like it's like, how long do I have to wait until they will, you know? This is what I'm going to be reading starting today. I have to get going to work, so this was just a really quick intro to this video, and I will I'm gonna let myself know my thoughts. I'm gonna let you know my thoughts once I get a little bit into this book. Okay, see you there.
Hello, it is Monday. I'm at work with my office blanket, and I'm just on a little break, so I thought I would give you an initial little thoughts and updates about A Treacherous Curse. Wow, my mouth really just struggled to say that right now. So I'm about just under 100 pages in, and I'm definitely liking it so far. I'm definitely back on board for the Veronica Stoker banter. I love it. I never get tired of it. I will never get tired of it. I will read every book in this series. They could have like 50 books in this series and I will continue to read them because I just love the dynamic. Also, sorry if the lighting right now is like atrocious because I can't control the lights here, okay? It's just, that's not my problem. But I am liking it so far. It's definitely, we got like a fun mystery with Egypt mummy curse vibe, so I'm kind of excited, especially with the like, what is this, 1888. I was in the wrong century, but we have like the kind of, I feel like the historical setting with this mummy curse mystery atmosphere is going to lead to like a really fun story, so I'm excited for it. I'm gonna be reading more today because it looks like it's gonna be really slow at work, so hopefully that means I get to spend time at work reading. I love when that happens. And I will let you know more when I have read more. There we go. Okay, really wait for a very loud truck to be going by as soon as I press record. Whatever. Hello, it's me. I'm back. I have now read about 212. I have read exactly, I'm on page 212. I don't know why I said about, like I was estimating that exact of a number, but I'm on page 212 now of A Treacherous Curse, and I'm really liking it so far. I read like 100 pages yesterday because it was just getting like exciting. There is some drama in the middle, and it is getting like, it's very curious how the mystery is working, because it's like it's like a missing person mystery instead of a like solving a murder mystery like the previous 2 books have been. So it's really interesting to kind of like see how that's working and the clues that are being laid. There's some interesting characters in this. I always do love the historical English society kind of vibes that you get from the Veronica Speedwell mysteries. I think that like that setting just provides a lot more, it sets things up in certain ways because of the way like society works, and like, you know, with like lords and titles and money and like practices of like how to be a proper woman. I just think it adds like a very interesting like atmosphere setting thing to the overall story. And the plot focus on this Egypt expedition and the mummy and the mummy's curse, it's pretty fun. I was kind of hoping that it might be a bit stronger of like an atmosphere on the story than what it is appearing to be so far, but I'm still enjoying it, and it still kind of switches it up from the previous books, so I'm having a good time with it. Veronica and Stoker are amazing as always. I love every interaction that they have, and it's fantastic, amazing. I don't think I'm like loving it though. I was really hoping this was going to be like 5 stars, but I'm kind of thinking it's going to be like 4 again, like a perilous undertaking. Definitely not a disappointment, but I just like loved that A Curious Beginning, the first book in this series, like so much that I was really hoping that I would love like all of them equally as much. But I'm obviously still going to read the whole series because I love it. It's just I don't absolutely adore, like head over heels love this book in the series, but like overall of what I've read of this book and then the previous 2 books I've read, 5-star series. It's just like not every book is a 5-star in a 5-star series. You get it? You get it. So I'm gonna read more. I'll probably check back with you when I'm fully done this book, and then we can choose what the next book we're going to read in this vlog is, because I have not decided that information yet. It is the morning before I have to go to work, so we're doing another little quick check-in because I always forget I want to do these in the morning and then don't give myself enough time to do them. But I did finish reading A Treacherous Curse yesterday. It was a very slow day at work. I finished reading it and I had so much fun with the end of this book. I ended up giving this 4 stars because I just had a really good time, but I didn't have like an amazing, fantastic, I'm obsessed time. The beginning of the book felt very like 3.5, and then like the second half of the book was giving me like 4.5, so I settled on a 4. I thought that the way the mystery was revealed was so good. There were some twists, some turns. It was suspenseful. There were some crazy events happening and like almost like action like scenes. It was like whoa, fun, but there was still always like that humor running through it that really like helped to keep things from getting too like, oh my god, kind of tense, like with like a mystery thriller. This is a cozy mystery. I really liked it, and I like immediately wanted to read the next book as soon as I finished reading this one, but I don't own the next book, so that is an issue for future me to solve, hopefully quickly, so that then I can read it. But yes, I just love this book, mainly because I think the characters are so good, and I think the dynamics and the relationship between Veronica and Stoker is so well played. Deanna Raybourn has this ability to set up scenes where you think this is the moment and then diverts away from it in a way that makes like sense and like continues to propel like the character's development. That is like just so like, it's like that she will not release me. I must read them all. I must know. I will continue to read them all. This woman could slow burn this relationship for 15 books and I would still be happy. It's just that good. It's that good. And like, I think it is too, because like their friendship is so good that it makes everything better. So there we go. I now have to pick out the next book I want to read, and I think I've decided on Shadows of Self by Brandon Sanderson. I was really hoping that the Libby hold that I have on The Blood of Olympus would be in by now, and then I would be able to read that and finish that series completely, because that is the last book in a fully published Dunzo Rick Riordan series. But that didn't happen, so now I need to read a different book. And I could read Inheritance and then be done with the Inheritance cycle, but like I'm not in a mentally prepared state to read an 850-paged fantasy book right now. Like it's too soon. I need to prepare up here for that endeavor. So it was between either Shadows of Self then, or I have Terms and Conditions, second book in Dreamland Billionaires by Lauren Asher. But I decided I'm going to do Shadows of Self by Brandon Sanderson, just because I think I want to save the romance. I don't want to read it yet. Like, I want to savor it. I'm like, ooh, no, I want to wait. I want to spread out, because this kind of has like that little bit of like romancy vibes in it. So I was like, let me
let me do something different and then I can go back to romance after, because I don't have that many romance books. Do I just say now in like every single like video I make that I like want to be reading more romances and like be in my romance girly era, and yet here I am not doing it? It will happen. 2024 is the year. Anyway, I'm gonna read Shadows of Self by Brandon Sanderson. This is the second book in the second era of Mistborn. I read The Alloy of Law, the first book, last month? This month? Last month. Recently. I read it recently and I did enjoy it. I didn't like absolutely love it, but I think it was mostly because I was going into it expecting it to be a more serious high fantasy because of Brandon Sanderson. However, it ended up being a more like fun, easy going, but still high fantasy. So now that I know that that's kind of like the atmosphere and the feeling of the series, hopefully it's the series and not just the first book, because that would be a weird tonal shift if it's not. I think this will be like a fun little read to have. Also, mass market paperback fits in my work bag much better than a giant book. So this is what we're going with, and I'll let you know my thoughts. Okay, time to read some fantasy with guns. I apologize if the lighting is absolute trash, but it's December, so like light doesn't exist anymore, and that's just what we have to deal with. I am what? Oh my god. Some of my pages got bent. How dare they? Anyway, I'm about 120 pages into Shadows of Self, and I'm not loving it. I think maybe I haven't had a chance to read like a big chunk of this. So although I'm 120 pages in, it's been like, I think I've been reading this for like 4 days or something. And I think that's part of the reason why I haven't just had enough time to just spend just reading to really like feel immersed in the story for a big chunk of time. So I think that's like kind of part of the reason why I'm not really like feeling into the story yet. But also I feel like I started it and I was excited because it seemed like the crime that we're solving is shown like right at the beginning, and then it's like, ooh, fun, cool, okay, like we're diving right in. But then it's like we're actually not diving right in, and it's actually kind of taking a bit of time. I'm not sure how much I'm loving that. So I'm mildly concerned. My previous Brandon Sanderson experience with Mistborn Era 1 was like so good. I really loved that series. And like, I don't dislike this. I think it's just like it's not catching me the way I think it should. I'm not like enthralled. I'm not in its clutches. It is in fact letting me go. It has a very weak grip. I don't know where I'm going with this, but I don't know. It feels like a book that should be like, because of like the premise of the plot, it feels like it should be like, oh my god, crime solving, mystery, woo. But I feel like Brandon Sanderson sometimes is a little bit like, I have a lot of words to say and I'm gonna say all of them, and then because of that it like drags out things that could be faster paced. I don't think he's good at writing fast paced books. He's good at writing action scenes, and he's good at writing high fantasy and world building and all of this. There's so many things he's good at, but I don't think writing a fast-paced book is exactly like his forte. And so this is giving fast-paced plot, but with like medium-paced writing, and it's not making me love it, because it's like I'm 120 pages into this and I'm kind of just like, when are we getting started? I want to get into the goods, you know? Anyway, that's where I'm at. That's all I got to say. I will see you when I've read more. And hopefully at that point, this book will have grabbed my attention fully. Okay, hi, super quick update before I have to go to work in like 2 minutes. But I'm now about halfway through reading Shadows of Self, and I am into the story more for sure than I was before now. I had a couple of chances to like really like sit down for a longer period of time and read like some larger chunks of the book, and it helped me get more immersed in the story. However, that said, I cannot tell you, I do not remember what has happened in this book, which is strange because I have like a weirdly good memory, to the point where sometimes I'm like, is it creepy that I remember things like this? I can pinpoint things. I have a good memory. It's something I pride myself on, weirdly enough. It's a weird thing to pride yourself on, but hey, I'm doing it. But I can't remember what's been going on in this book. I literally like have to pick it up again, and then like once I start reading I remember, but it's like the second I close this book and put it down, blank. it is erased, it is gone, which is wild. Like I don't think I've really like experienced this with like reading before. I don't know if maybe it's just like me thing of like reading it and I just have like so many other thoughts on my brain maybe that like this is not sticking. I don't know, but it's definitely weird because like when I pick it up, when I am reading it, I am actively liking the story as I read it. I find it's funny. I like the characters. I do find the plot is moving a bit slow, but like I've already talked about that a little bit. But it's like the second I close this book and put it down, everything I just read is like gone out of my mind. And that's so strange. So I'm feeling very mid about it, and that's kind of all I have to say. I do really need to leave for work because I have to walk through the cold and snow again today. Haha. Love that. But yeah, that's where I am, halfway through, liking it, but weirdly forgetting everything that I've read. Okay. Yes. Hello. We are here at the end of the vlog, finally, because I have finished reading Shadows of Self. I kind of like struggled with how I was going to rate this for a little bit. Went back and forth on it, and I kind of ended up landing on a 3.5 star rating because I did like this. However, it took me forever to read this book. I read the last 130-ish pages all in one day. Like when I had the chance to just like sit with it and actually read it, like I enjoyed it. I had a good time. I thought it was interesting. I liked the reveals that was happening. I liked the world development that was happening through these reveals. I kind of like where it left off to continue the story into the next book. But when I put this book down, I just was like never itching to pick it up again. So it took me ages and ages to read it. So I was like, I can't give it that good of a rating, even though I liked it, because if I really, really liked it, I would have been wanting to read it. I don't know if maybe I just like picked the wrong time to read this book, and perhaps I just wasn't really in the mood to be reading fantasy, and maybe I should have picked up something else and read this at a different time, and maybe I would have liked it more. I think I'll definitely still like continue in the series. I think I'll probably finish reading Era 2 of Mistborn. I do think I might just take a bit of a break before I read the next one though, and wait until I'm really in the mood to read it, because I think if I'm just like passively deciding to read it, I'm not going to really enjoy it that much. It's my conclusion I'm gathering from having read this book, and then also my opinions on the Alloy of Law. I'm sorry, I feel like my voice sounds like really weird right now because it's like the early morning. I haven't talked yet. So my apologies for that. But yeah, so that's kind of where we are with this. 2 more books read to make progress in series. And I think it went decently well. I did really like The Treacherous Curse as I was expecting, and I liked this fine enough. So I didn't dislike this. Again, it was just not great for me. It is what it is. I'm not gonna love every book. But that's 2 more books down, and however many are left on my spreadsheet for me to read to go. I'm also realizing that it's not that making progress in series isn't my goal, because it is, but I was hoping to like read like the last books in the series before the end of the year, and I'm kind of just like not really accomplishing that so well right now, but that's fine. We'll deal with that later. So that's the end of the video. I hope you liked it. If you did, give it a like, and if you happen to like me, consider subscribing. I feel like my words really didn't come out well that time, but we're just leaving it. We're just leaving it in. It's natural. Do let me know your thoughts below on some of these books, and also like what series are you in the middle of right now? Are you loving that? Are you not loving that for yourself? Let me know. And with that, I will see you in the next one. I hope you're having a wonderful day today. Bye-bye.